Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So this video is about the man who is a retired firefighter. He's to serve up to 10 years in prison for shooting at a black teen who was lost looking for directions. And so I don't know if you recall this story, but let's get into the story. There's several articles out about this. And so let me click on over here. Man to serve up to 10 years in prison for shooting at black teen who was lost. Okay, this is out of US ABC News videos. And I'm going to get into this article. So out of ABC News, it goes on to share a bit of the video. So a Jeffrey Ziegler apologized in a Michigan court, but the judge scolded him, saying that as a former firefighter, he should have known better. Okay, so there's a video associated with this as well. And so I'm going to go over here and switch over here, and you can see the reaction from this retired firefighter. Okay, so retired firefighter Nina post, and so it has more of text to it. So a retired white firefighter who fired a shotgun at a black teenager after the boy knocked on his door for directions has been sentenced to 4 to 10 years behind bars. A Michigan judge handed down Jeffrey Ziegler's sentence in an Oakland County courtroom on Tuesday for the assault with intent to do great bodily harm and committing a felony with a firearm for the April 12 incident. So shooting at a teenager who is leaving your premises has consequences, Judge Wendy Potts told Ziegler, according to the Oakland Press. So fortunately, no physical injury had occurred. So here's the retired firefighter right here when he learns of his fate. So Brennan when he said in the Rochester Hills neighborhood, security system captured the teen walking up to the man's front door and knocking on it and then bolting just before Ziegler appears shirtless and armed with a shotgun. So Ziegler's points the gun in the direction of the teen, now long since out of view, and then opens fire. And so you can see the video pictured here, and I will play the video. And this is off of, I believe, Twitter. So this is the teenager at the door, and he was looking for directions. He knocks on the door, and you're going to see the reactions shortly after. This was in Rochester Hills, Michigan, 6 months ago. And so you see him firing a shot at the teenager. He comes out, the boy runs for his life because he's in fear. And there you have it. And so this right here says it all. He actually filmed himself trying to kill another black teenager. And so here he is when he learns of his fate, that he is to receive time for the incident that he committed. And fortunately for that teen, he's still living, and he lives to tell about this story. So that's pretty much the article. And so it goes on to say that the surveillance footage was just released. So 14-year-old black teen misses the bus to school and figures that he knew the route well enough to walk the 4-mile route. And so he gets lost and stops to ask for directions and nearly loses his life. Why we kneel? And so this is a response from someone on Twitter. And so Ziegler told that authorities that he had grabbed his gun after his wife had told him that someone was trying to break in. He initially told authorities that he mistakenly fired his gun at the boy because he tripped, something that the video did not appear to capture. So I was scared, the teen testified. I was trying to tell them that I was trying to get to high school, but they weren't even listening. And so Brennan's mother, Lisa Wright, said that she had no doubt that the shooting was racially motivated. So if there was a button that I could press for me to pick what color I could be, just so I wouldn't have to deal with this type of stuff, I would have to be your color just so I could survive, she said in court, according to the Detroit station WXY and then Z. So Brennan's father, who serves in the military and was deployed in Syria with special forces when the incident took place, attended Tuesday's sentencing and reportedly expressed his own concerns about his family's safety, asking a WXY and Z reporter how he can protect his country when no one is protecting his family. Okay, how can he even protect his own country when they don't even protect his own family? Which is a good question. And this is somebody who is in the military, who is serving for the US of A. And even he understands as a military vet that if you're a person of color, that you have no protection in your own country. And so that is the reason why we kneel. This is the reason why this has happened. And we kneel at the protests in the NFL and all the other protests outside of the NFL, calling to raise concern for people who have gone through this. We as Black people have gone through this many decades, and we know what this is. This was racially motivated, so now he serves time for his actions. Unfortunately, not everybody gets to serve time for their actions, do they? And so I recently saw where there was an incident where George Zimmerman was given an option of probation for his actions of stalking a reporter or someone that was working on a documentary about the Trayvon Martin story. And so it's very almost a similar situation, but in another arena, but still it's the killing of a Black teen. And so he seemed to have gotten away with so much, and he's been in trouble with the law consistently since he's murdered a Black teen. And so unfortunately, not all states recognize murder for what it is. And so Florida needs to get with it. But apparently Michigan has. And so here we see here, this kid was able to survive this incident. And yet and still, this man, he didn't kill anybody, but with his intent to kill, he is now going to serve 4 to 10 years behind bars. And your thoughts, your comments, your feedbacks, likes, shares, smash the button. Thanks for listening.